the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is Roz
Yes.
and Mocha.
it's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
It's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I have to play this audio for you of these politicians in St. Vincent going off on one another.
Where's St. Vincent?
In the Caribbean.
Okay.
It's like north of Trinidad.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Yep.
So this is in like their House of Parliament. And it's one politician named St. Clair Leacock going in
That is a
on
name, huh?
going in on the Prime Minister of St. Vincent named Ralph Gonsalves.
Okay.
Okay. And by this is, I don't know how old this is. I just saw it the other day and I just had to play it for you guys. Okay.
Yeah.
But just for comparison, before I play for you what these two were saying to one another, this is what happens in like Canadian politics when politicians are going in on one another. Just as an example, okay?
Mr. Speaker, we have found out that the government ordered 14 full-size cardboard cutouts of the Prime Minister. Now, I'd like to give him a chance to explain this, but I'm worried that his explanation might fall flat. And, Mr. Speaker, he's not going to be able to just paper over this with his explanation. So instead of his one-dimensional answers, will the Prime Minister tell us, shouldn't this idea have just gone into the recycle bin?
You know what? I got to run for office just because I want to sit there and go, boo!
Yeah. You tell him. Right? And then in Calgary, I think this happened.
Why isn't the government talking about how to retain skilled labor? Why isn't the infrastructure minister talking about how to implement infrastructure funds and get construction workers back to work in Alberta? Why does this government treat Alberta like a fart in the room that nobody wants to talk about or acknowledge? That is where my constituents have been at with this government for over a year.
Damn.
Point of order, the honourable member for Saanich Gulf Islands.
Interrupt my friend in her speech, but I heard her say a word that I know is distinctly unparliamentary.
Fart?
And I think she may want to withdraw it. The word was F-A-R-T.
Wait for it.
The honourable member for Calgary Signal Hill.
Are you serious, Mr. Speaker? Like, is my colleague actually serious? I just gave an impassioned speech about supporting Alberta jobs, and that's what the leader of a political party stands up and has to say? No, I don't withdraw it.
No, I don't withdraw it. No, thanks.
Gosh, a bunch of tools.
Okay? So by
Jesus.
comparison,
Okay, yeah.
here's what happens in St. Vincent when one politician is yelling at the Prime Minister of St. Vincent.
Here we go.
Something wrong with you, know.
But no, just a minute.
Something really wrong with you.
May I rise?
In the most gentle
Why don't you
way.
shut up and stop insulting people?
Shut up!
Shut up and stop insulting
Ralph,
people.
shut up! Shut up, Ralph!
Honourable members.
You're just being ignorant and stupid.
I am on
Ralph,
my feet.
nobody can be more stupid than you.
Honourable members.
Talk to him.
Honourable members, please take your seat.
First names, huh? Yeah. Ralph. Shut up, Ralph. Like, no honor.
Nobody can be more stupid than you.
Yo, you're talking to the Prime Minister.
No honorable, no Prime Minister, no Mr. This. Shut up, Ralph.
Something wrong with you, know.
But no, just a minute.
Something really wrong with you.
May I rise?
In the most gentle way.
Why don't you shut up and stop insulting people?
Shut up!
Shut up and stop insulting
Ralph,
people.
shut up! Shut up, Ralph!
Honourable members.
You're just being ignorant and
I
stupid.
am on my
Ralph,
feet.
nobody can be more stupid than you.
Honourable members.
Talk to him.
Honourable members, please take your seat.
They sound like brothers. You know what I mean? Like,
They sound like every single one of my uncles when they drink a little too much and they start arguing.
shut up, Ralph. You're stupid. Nobody can be more stupid than you.
Could you imagine?
Oh, wow. Oh, man. See, yeah. Man. I'll tell you.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Now, every day when we get here to the Roz and Mocha studios, I'm always first.
Yes.
Followed by Shem, then Dammit Maury, and then you, Roz.
Yeah.
Today, however, I'm here early, as I always am, at about 3:45. Maury walks in. Dammit Maury at like 4:30 maybe sooner than that.
That's early for him.
Very. And I was like, what are you doing here so early?
Yeah.
Maury then says,
I got kicked out of the bedroom, had to sleep on the couch, couldn't sleep, so came in.
So at that point, I didn't respond because I figured, we all might as well just share this story together.
Thank you, though.
Right?
Thank you.
So what happened? What time did you get kicked out of the bedroom?
I got kicked out at 2-something in the morning, 2:15.
Why? What happened?
I was sleeping perfectly,
Yeah.
and then I got slugged in the back by my husband, Matthew, and he's like, you're snoring and breathing again, and you need to go and seek help. And,
like in the moment?
And I'm like
in the living room?
And I'm like, dude, you just woke me up. He's like, and I'll continue to wake you up until you stop snoring. He's like, go and sleep in the living room right now. He goes, this is unfair to me, is what he said.
Why didn't he get up and leave? That's my problem with the person who is awake when somebody is snoring. You get up and leave.
And he said,
did you
I
tell him
shouldn't. I said, I go, you go out there. He goes, no, why should I? Because you're snoring. Why should I sacrifice my comfort?
Yeah.
I'm like, why should I sacrifice mine?
So were you able to fall back to sleep again or no?
No, I was lying on the couch just staring at something, like a dot.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you know when you try and fall asleep, it makes you feel even more tired? Because it's hard to try. Shem.
It's exhausting.
Bruh, I'm
Trying
with
to
you,
fall
man.
asleep is exhausting.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah.
Do you want to borrow Shem's sleep apnea mask?
I may need to.
Probably not sanitary.
Well, you should get one. Why don't we? I'm going to suggest this. Is there a sleep apnea mask, Shem, where there is a face mask for you, and then connected to it is a face mask for somebody else, so you guys could sleep face to face?
Oh, you mean like a couple's mask?
Yeah, like a couple's mask.
A couple CPAP?
Yes.
Oh,
right.
Sounds romantic.
Yeah.
Probably unsanitary, but no.
Yeah. Oh, because I guess you would be breathing in each other's mouths, right? All night?
What about a double hose to the same machine?
Possible?
Maury already has that. It doesn't work. Didn't help.
That's why I got kicked out.
Didn't help.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Well, here we are, folks. It's March 1st.
Yep.
February went by so quickly.
It did.
28 days, no leap year. And as we do at the end of every month or at the beginning of every month, as we look back at the previous month, Shem, executive producer of the Roz and Mocha Show, the one who writes and sings all the songs, once a month puts together a Roz and Mocha monthly recap.
Yeah.
To look back at some of the...
I don't even remember what the beginning of this month was like, to be honest with you.
Bro, it's 28 days. How do you not remember?
I don't know.
Shortest month of the year.
I know, but I know it's short, but I just feel like so much has gone on.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
We had a lot, man. A lot this month.
So here we go. Shem looking back at the month of February. Oh, nice.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Ooh, hey there. Welcome back to another Kiss recap. So much went on this month. Pink and Christina reignited their feud. Beyonce announced the tour. Black History Month. Oh yeah, of course. Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get this going right now on the Roz and Mocha Show. DJ Climax is the Kiss recap. Here we go. Yeah.
LeBron the top scorer. Tom Brady retired. Chinese balloon that spied. Ben Affleck looking all pissed off. Rihanna at the Super Bowl. Beyonce keeps winning. What's with these damn UFOs? Those earthquakes, damn, they were so wrong. John Torre, what you doing?
Oh, no.
Wildin', damn, homie. I'm sad, though. Tina's leaving. S Club reunion. John Torre, what you doing?
Damn, man.
Wildin', damn, homie. I'm sad, though.
Poor John Torrey.
When
John
you
Torrey
make
was like, yo, guys, that was like 3 weeks ago.
When you make the chorus,
you know. If you know, you know.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I was driving through the city the other day, and I realized that when something that you're so used to seeing just disappears, like I don't know how long it's been. And it really started to freak me out yesterday.
Okay.
When did they take away all the newspaper boxes?
Oh my God. I don't know.
No, hold on. That's a good question.
I haven't seen one in years.
There's postal boxes.
Yeah, there's now garbage cans and there's like Canada Post boxes. But when did they take all the newspaper boxes away?
Because I guess you have to go
Forever
into a
ago.
store to buy a
But how long?
newspaper?
When? Like they're gone. Like they were on every corner, lined up, all of them. And I don't know when we went from having newspaper boxes. Like, did it go from like 6 on a corner to then 4 to then 2 and then there was 1, or did they just get rid of all of them all at once?
I haven't been paying that close attention.
So it says a new article I'm reading says 2013.
No.
Yo, 10 years?
Shut up. 2013.
The slow demise of the newspaper box is the headline.
Okay, but
It's like you just woke up out of a coma.
Yeah, the slow demise. I didn't just wake up out of a coma, you jackass. No.
I went to the corner to buy a copy of The Sun.
Yeah, and then I was arguing with Rox because I picked her up from school, and I'm like, "Hey, Rox, let me give you some dad wisdom here. Let's have an adult conversation." I was like, "There's no more newspaper boxes." And first she was like, she didn't care at all. And then she was like, "Yes, there is. There's one right by our house." And I was like, "Where by your house?" She's like, "By the church, right by the fire hydrant." And I was like, "Where?" And then we drove down that street. She's like, "Oh my God, when did they take it away?" And I'm like, "This is what I'm saying." Gone, all of them gone. But I wanted to read you this. When it comes to adults, like, because people will never know what it's like to put, $1 in a newspaper box and pull out 3. Because that's what we all did, right?
Oh, yeah. Or you bang the side and it opens on its own.
Yeah, come on, Maury. In case I bring it back, you can't give out all the secrets.
Vandalism.
Okay? So I know that's all they were for, was thieving and vandalism. Or so I opened one time and there's a dookie in there.
Oh, no!
Oh, yes!
Really?
Oh, yes! Yeah, and I wonder why they're gone, right? Yeah. People used to keep their coats in them sometimes, right? Like in the Now magazine one, where you didn't have to put any money in it to open it. Anyway, so let's consider adults to be like, let's say 21 and older, right? So let me read you some stats from this survey that they did here. 7% of adults have never sent a letter in the mail.
Really?
11% of adults have never owned a landline phone. That's not too shocking. 18% of adults have never used dial-up internet. And then we get down to 20% of adults have never played video games in an arcade.
That's upsetting.
10% of adults have never used a printer at home.
Oh, jeez.
I've never owned a printer at home.
You've never owned a printer at home.
There's one here at work.
I know.
Do you have a printer at home?
Yeah.
Do you?
Maury just uses company paper. Yeah, no, we got one at home.
You do, huh?
Yes.
Do you have a printer at home, Shem?
I sure do.
You do?
Yeah, man.
Interesting. Okay.
Why? When you can do it here.
Okay. 15% of adults have never paid for something with a check.
Oh,
Have I ever paid for something like that?
we still
I
do
guess,
from our
maybe.
joint account.
With a check?
Yeah.
What do you give a check to?
Actually, in order for us to rent the theater in our condo, you have to give a check.
A check?
Yeah.
Do you have checks, Shem?
I do. The last time I had to pay for a check was to the courts when I got divorced.
Oh.
That was the last time.
Oh.
The Roz and Mocha Show
podcast.
We welcome back in studio to the Roz and Mocha Show, the Roz and Mocha Studios, the one, the only, Scott McGillivray and Bryan Baeumler, ladies and gentlemen!
What's going on?
It's our first time here together.
It is, and hopefully our last.
Yeah. We'll
Together.
We'll see.
wow,
We'll find out.
10 seconds in, you guys still can't get along, huh?
We try.
And you know what's so funny? So when watching episode 1 of Reno Resort, by the way, HGTV this Sunday, 10 p.m., you guys are the exact same, like you did the same thing.
We can't
Yeah,
help
you
it.
can't stand in front of each other without like roasting each other.
The amount.
It's too easy. Look at how much I have to work with here.
There's more footage that had to be deleted than there is in the show.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
whose idea was this to pair the two of you up for this show?
That's a good
Who's
question.
going to take the blame for that?
We talked. You know what? We talked about it. You know, we both invest in real estate and some commercial properties and stuff. And I picked up this one and I said, you know what? This could be interesting. An interesting way to get some new talent, right? Not just watching, like, who wants to watch Brian do anything anymore, right? So let's get some competitors in here, and you and I can work with them and try something different, right? Like bring the people here, unleash them onto these properties and see what happens.
And let Scott take the financial risk.
I was just going to say.
Brian just got to show up with a bulldozer, a couple of tools. He's good.
I was just going to say, like, when you see Brian on set, are you like worried at times that he's not taking your money seriously enough?
Brian's never taken my money or his seriously either.
The real truth is Scott has begged me for years. He needs somebody to watch his show. He's been begging me for years. Just come with me. I just need some eyeballs. And I felt bad, and I said, okay.
So, Scott, you have this property, this investment property, which you guys come together and tear down completely.
Correct.
But the two of you are not the only ones that are bringing it all back to life or creating new life. Explain how you were able to find these competitors and what their task is with this show.
Yeah, because we're not competing on the show. I mean, we compete for attention and affection, but we searched for skilled, talented design build teams all across North America, and we wanted to bring some people in that would impress us, that we could learn a few things from, and we could watch some new creativity go, and we got four amazing, very different teams.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And you know what? Things you gotta evolve too with these shows. And Brian and I have talked about all these different influencers and people on social media reaching out to us, DMing us, and it's like, what do we do? Like, people want to work on these shows. People want to, they want to show their talents. They're claiming that they are, gurus in this space. So we're like, okay, let's put this together. Let's kind of scour not just Canada, but we actually brought in people from Canada and the United States.
Yeah.
And that's never been done before, is to have kind of a North American challenge competition, build design competition. And I kind of felt like as we were doing this, we were finding like just some really interesting individuals and answering the questions that have been coming in through social for so long.
Scott McGillivray and Bryan Baeumler are here. They got a new show debuting Sunday night at 10 on HGTV called Reno Resort.
Do you ever get people who walk in and think they know more than you?
Every day. I mean, Scott gets people that walk in that do know more than him every day.
Snap.
These guys are just
I know. They just can't for like 2 seconds, right?
But I love the dynamic between the two of you, and I know that audiences do as well. And you guys have sort of set it up as like team captains, right?
Yeah.
You know that you compete well against each other. But do you compete well as a legitimate team? Because I know, Scott, you listen to this show and play the games that we do on this show. You pulled me aside.
Day.
When we were doing, what was it, Secret Word that we were doing? Mystery Word.
With
Ellie Goulding.
Yeah, I thought I had it.
Right?
I thought I had it.
So frustrated. So we know that you know Matchy Matchy. Do you know Matchy Matchy, Brian?
I wish I could say yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I play
I was
Matchy
gonna
Matchy.
lie, but then I think
I'm screaming at you guys, though.
Okay.
I'm screaming because
Who are you screaming at more, me or Roz?
Roz. But to be fair, Mocha, you always get it wrong.
Okay, thanks.
But Roz gets close, which is really frustrating.
I actually don't know if that deserves like a to be fair, but
right. So and it's Roz and Mocha's 10K Matchy Matchy word game.
Yeah.
Can we play? Would you guys want to play?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay.
I need a quick rundown of the rules.
We will break it all down for you. And again, there's no money at stake here. Okay.
Okay, hold on. Just stop everything, everyone. Scott McGillivray, Bryan Baeumler are here. The new show is called Reno Resort, debuting Sunday night, 10 p.m. HGTV. We will be playing Matchy Matchy with Scott and Brian in just a couple of minutes. Hang tight.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
All right, we're going to play Matchy Matchy real quick. No money involved, guys.
Yeah, the song is the song, but you are not winning $10,000.
Why are we playing?
Well, wait a second. Nobody told me that. My kids will be so upset.
Easiest game to play, but the hardest one to win. Matching is the only way that you're gonna cash in. Roz and Mocha's 10K Matchy Matchy word game. Roz and Mocha's 10K Matchy Matchy word game.
All right. We do not have 10K to give away, but this is Matchy Matchy Celebrity Edition.
Scott McGillivray, Bryan Baeumler are here. Now, this game is played, it's very simple. You guys will be paired up as a team.
Oh, no.
Oh, come on.
Oh, no.
Come on. That's a terrible idea.
No, you're going to be playing together. Like you will. Okay, so here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Is we're going to give Scott 5 words.
Yeah.
All he has to do is say the first thing that comes to his mind for each.
This could go horribly wrong.
Oh, boy.
While we're giving Scott his 5 words, you will not be able to hear.
Oh.
Then when we come back, we're going to give you, Brian, those same 5 words to see if you guess the same ones that Scott did. And if you both match on all 5, that's how you win the game.
Okay.
This is going to be so much harder than I anticipated. I was thinking, I'm like, I know exactly what Roz is going to say. I even have studied. I know what Mocha's going to say. But Brian, you're just going to be, we're going to go 0 for 5.
You guys spent so much time together.
That is why I know this is not going to work.
Again,
the problem is, I know whatever he says, I won't be able to repeat on the radio.
Oh,
Reno Resort, by the way, on HGTV this Sunday, 10 p.m. Should we get into it, Roz?
Yeah, so we have to figure out a way to black out Brian's headphones.
I think Brian should just stand on the outside of this door.
Yeah.
Soundproof.
Yeah,
let's bring you outside.
Let's get Brian right out of the room.
Yeah,
would be nice for a moment.
Okay,
actually.
Brian is leaving the room.
He's leaving the room.
Scott McGillivray.
You know, I'm going to say something. Well, Brian's not here. Actually, I got lots of things to say. He's not here. Okay. But I feel like, you know, there's a system to winning this. There's like a hack to winning this.
Okay.
And I feel like all the viewers out there a lot of them are dialed in, but it's really about picking the most generic associated word or opposite of what you say. If you go specific, you lose every time.
Okay.
All right. Anyway.
Okay.
Scott McGillivray, you're up first.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. Scott.
Yeah.
Your first word is power.
Oh, man. Team. Power team. I don't know. That's going to be a tough one.
Your second word is laminate.
Flooring.
Your third word is Canadian.
American.
Your fourth word is nail.
Gun.
Your fifth word is home.
Oh, I got to think about that one for a second. Home. I got to say house.
Okay.
I got to say house.
You just broke every single rule you said
broke
was the
every
easiest
rule
way
that I said
to win this game.
You just came in here spitting facts, trying to spit facts about how the game should be played.
Oh my God.
Okay.
And then you cracked on the first
I
one.
totally screwed this up. It's so much harder than it sounds when you're sitting in your car.
Okay.
Oh, I should have said.
Okay.
See, I didn't realize there was a theme until the second word. Oh,
Brian Baeumler is back in the room.
Oh boy.
Celebrity edition of
This is
Roz and
gonna
Mocha's
be a
10K
real
Matchy
mess.
Matchy word game.
This is going to be a mess.
Scott McGillivray, Brian Baeumler here. By the way, Reno Resort, HGTV, this Sunday night at 10 o'clock.
Brian,
gonna be a mess.
welcome back to Roz and Mocha's 10K Matchy Matchy word game. Brian Baeumler, Scott McGillivray. We're going to give you the same 5 words we gave Scott. All you have to do is say the first thing that comes to your mind, and if you match, you guys win.
The
on all
first thing
5.
for each word?
First thing for each word.
Just any word that goes with that word.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm terrified.
Okay, get your finger on the other one.
Okay. Look at Scott.
I really wanted to win.
Okay.
I
guess
have no
what?
confidence left.
Then you shouldn't have invited me.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Brian, your first word is power.
Tool.
I knew it.
Incorrect. Your partner, Scott McGillivray, said team.
Power team.
What?
I know.
What is this?
Motivation
camp?
Let's just go through the rest.
Let's just go through the rest.
Power team.
Your second word would have been laminate.
Flooring.
Correct. Your third word, Canadian.
Maple.
Incorrect.
What did you say?
Scott said American.
That's an anti-word.
I know, but
Okay.
it's anyway.
Okay. Your fourth word was nail.
Hammer.
Incorrect. Scott said gun.
Nail gun.
Okay.
And your fifth and final word is home.
This was
boy.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Scott said house.
House.
Oh, man.
Home, house,
Now,
and
did he
home.
say house or house?
He said house. Yeah.
House.
Okay. Not so easy, is it, McGillivray?
Oh, man, I take back everything I said in the car. I'm like, how could you lose this?
Scott McGillivray, Bryan Baeumler,
Jeez.
thank you guys so much
Oh, my gosh.
for coming back in and visiting us on the Roz and Mocha Show. Reno Resort, HGTV, this Sunday night at 10 o'clock. Fellas, we love you guys. Thank you so much.
Love
again.
you too. Love you too.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
It's too bad that Scott McGillivray and Bryan Baeumler had to get out of here so quickly. Their show, by the way, is Reno Resort, Sunday night, HGTV at 10 o'clock.
That was fun.
Because
I'm
the amount
exhausted
of
now.
texts that we're getting on the Roz and Mocha text line, going back to the fact that Scott McGillivray and our very own Shem sound so much alike.
I know. We've had them both on before.
They've done it.
reading the same lines, and it's indistinguishable.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Tripped me out a little bit when he's in the room.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
It's weird,
Somebody
right?
asked if, can Shem interview Scott? They sound the same.
I know. Isn't that wild?
Scott and Shem sound exactly the same. And then they said to Shem, you could sub for him on the show if he ever gets sick.
Yeah, you could do all his VOs, Shem.
Another person said,
Because I'm sure he hates doing that stuff.
it's still weird to me that Scott and Shem sound so much alike.
Yeah, I'm sure he hates having to go in and do all the voice work for his own show.
I'll take the check.
Yeah, you should.
By the way,
I would.
this is what Scott McGillivray sounded like just now when we were talking to him about the new show.
We talked. You know what? We talked about it. You know, we both invest in real estate and some commercial properties and stuff. And
right?
Yeah, that sounds
Shem.
just like Shem.
Oh, man, it's weird. It's weird to hear that.
It's super
In
weird.
your head, does it sound like you?
You know what? At first,
Yeah.
when we did it, I guess a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
I didn't hear it. And then when you had us both read like similar lines,
Yeah.
even my mother was like, no, that's the same person. And that was really strange. Yeah, super weird. Super weird.
Yeah, it's wild, huh? That's crazy. Because you know what's interesting though is like I when I hear Scott, I'm like, oh, it's a pretty distinct, unique voice. But when I hear you, Shem, it matches perfectly. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not.
Well, a lot of people who don't think my voice matches the way that I look, though, right?
But
Like,
I only know you. I have never just heard you though.
Sure.
Right. Like
Sure.
I've never. I don't have that.
Yeah.
Somebody said, I went to school with Scott McGillivray. Listening to Shem is like listening to Scott on the morning announcements.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, everybody hates King Charles, huh? Nobody wants to show up to his party. It's so funny.
That was boring.
Oh, no. So the palace, they're getting ready for the coronation of the king, right? And where they present him and gets a crown. And like, it's already official, but they got to make it like official at the party. So they have this guest list of performers that their wish list of who they want to perform. And Elton John, Spice Girls, Harry Styles, Ed Sheeran, and Adele are like the top 5 on the list. And every single one of them said no.
I mean, you can't be surprised that Elton John said no.
No, Elton John, he's on his like, what is it, like a 5-year goodbye tour?
Because Elton John was huge, like close friends with Diana.
But those are like the UK heavy hitters.
Yeah,
and
big
all
time.
5 said no.
Every single one of them said no. So Elton John said because he's on that tour. Harry Styles is like continuously on tour. I think his tour has been for like almost a year now.
Yep.
Ed Sheeran said that he's on tour. Adele just flat out said no, did not give a reason. But I got to assume it's because of the It's
Sure.
because of the Vegas show,
I think
right?
Ed Sheeran said no because he's friends with Elton John, and the two spoke, and Elton John's like,
they're
you
best
can't
friends.
do-
They're best friends,
Yeah,
right?
and you can't go. You can't do that.
What a look it would be for any of them. I mean, they don't need to perform
absolutely
at
not.
the coronation, but it's still a massive look for them.
And Spice Girls said it would be too difficult to arrange everyone's schedule for something like this. Although the Spice Girls have, it's always been talked about a big reunion,
But the reunion wouldn't be this. Like,
but
they're not gonna make
exactly,
this.
thank you. The reunion that I guess that the fans would want to see would not be this. They would have to make it their own and make it a bigger moment, right?
Maybe he should go hip hop.
No way.
Why not, man? Make it a party.
Like Stormzy?
Little baby.
So, like, now, I guess Lionel Richie's the only one to say yes, right?
Oh.
That's going to be a lonely stage. Lionel Richie, Robbie Williams, I think, is someone that they've asked, and Ollie Murs.
Oh, boo. That's boring as hell.
Like, I remember we played like a couple of Ollie Murs songs, but I could not tell you the names of them, or I don't know, is he big, like, still in the UK?
He has a huge following.
Yeah.
Big in the UK for sure, but I don't know.
Because this is going to be like a global spectacle, right?
It's also a downgrade from Harry Styles. Let's be real, right?
And Adele.
And
Elton John.
And Spice Girls.
And Spice Girls and Ed Sheeran. So ain't nobody like King Charles this time around.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
On Creed 3, here we go.
He's out promoting the movie Michael B. Jordan, and he had this incredibly awkward interview on the red carpet. So the backstory of this is the woman he's talking to, the host, her name is Laurel. And a little while ago on her podcast called The Undressing Room, she was talking about how she used to go to school years ago with Michael B. Jordan. And she goes, you know what's crazy? I went to school with Michael B. Jordan at a point in his life. And to be honest with you, we teased him all the time because his name was Michael Jordan. Let's start there. And he was no Michael Jordan. She goes on to say he would also come to school with a headshot. We lived in Newark. That's the hood. We would make fun of him. What are you going to do with your stupid headshot? And now look at him. Okay.
Not only starring in Creed 3, but directed to Creed 3.
Okay, so that's what she said on her podcast, and then she's covering the red carpet for Creed 3, and Michael B. Jordan remembers her and calls her out for calling him corny.
You know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out here.
And so I watched the video, and Michael B. Jordan's demeanor as soon as he saw her, he was just like not into it whatsoever. He was like, just get me out of here.
Yeah.
And
The,
at one point-
corny kid, right?
Yeah, and then Jonathan Majors walks over, and like Michael B. like completely ignores this woman to give daps to Jonathan Majors, and then like wraps up the interview.
There are way worse things than corny.
Yeah, but I think that it was because he used to bring his headshot to school, and they were all like, what's you going to do with your stupid headshot? You're corny.
Become famous and
Yeah, exactly. But you don't know that at the time. So anyway, here is Laurel, because this went viral and everybody started going in on her, and she obviously had to address it.
The narrative is definitely still pushed. I feel like I admitted exactly what I said. And then even those words got turned around. When I told the story, it was super lighthearted. It wasn't even in the sense of me breaking down the entire school experience. FYI, we went to school together for 1 year. So the narrative that I bullied him all throughout high school, this was 7th grade. We were like 12 years old, and everybody made fun of each other. And then I would get joked on because of my complexion. And, I went to a predominantly black school. So it's like white girl, oh, your boy, now you're mocking me because of my voice. We made fun of each other. That was school, that was 1 year. Again, I've never bullied him. That just sounds so outrageous to me. Like me bullying Michael B. Jordan his whole life. Wouldn't we have heard about this before this? Yeah, I do feel like he took everything out of it. It gave the Will Smith thing where it's like, you know, he's heard numerous people probably call him this before because this is not something we haven't heard, right? I just never said it. I've defended him numerous times just because of the fact that I did have a rapport with him. And I never said we were best friends. I never said, you know, we were cool. And that was just that.
Like, it was important enough or a memory enough for you to tell it on your podcast.
Did she just say, I wasn't the only one that called him corny?
Yeah, like
everybody called him corny, right?
Michael B. can show up to that school and fight everyone.
But I will say, though, the headlines for this are Michael B. Jordan comes face to face with his high school bully. You know what I mean? Like, those are the headlines.
Come on.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Mark, welcome to Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story. When and where does your Hell of a Story take place?
So it was 2008, was in Istanbul, and I just arrived there after Russia invaded Georgia.
Okay, wow. The other Georgia Maury. And you're traveling alone or with somebody?
I was alone, yeah.
Okay, so what happened?
So I got there, it was beautiful, it was everything I thought it was going to be, and I wanted to see all the sights, so I decided I was going to go first to see the whirling dervishes.
Mm-hmm. Explain who the whirling dervishes are.
Sufi dancers.
Yeah.
I guess Sufism is like a kind of like a religion or a spiritual belief system, and they were dancing at the Sirkeji terminal, which is like the end terminal of the Orient Express.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a big show.
Yeah. So I go, and I'm walking through the streets, but I never got there. As I'm going through the streets, all these carpet people are calling out to me because there's a lot of carpet shops. Like every fourth store seems like a carpet shop.
Yeah.
And they're calling out for me to come. And there's this one guy who's persistently following me, and he is talking to me really friendly, and he's introduces himself as Tolga. And he asked me my name. I said my name was Mark, and he just keeps saying to me, I have the best carpet shop in all of Istanbul. And I'm like, Tolga, I'm pretty sure I've heard that before.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's the best. You need to come and see. I'll take you to the back. I'll show you the best stuff that I have. And he's like, no, you need to come. And I'm going to offer you some Turkish tea. He said that, and I was like, oh, man, because it's sort of like a hospitality friendship thing. And so I felt like if I didn't take it, I was going to be a jerk.
Okay, hold on here. So you're walking around the streets of Istanbul alone.
Yeah.
And there's carpet shops everywhere. Anybody who's ever traveled, you know, the vendors are all over tourists, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, I have the best carpets. And you're like, yeah, I know. I've heard that before. And then he was like, wait, what if I offer you tea? And you were then like, okay.
Yeah, well, I
got him.
I felt like I was going to be a jerk if I didn't take it.
Okay.
So he takes me down a street and up another street, and we come to this shop, and it really is a nice shop.
Okay.
It was like the nicest shop I'd seen.
Okay.
This guy was spitting facts all along.
Okay, yeah.
And he keeps walking towards the back, and he turns and looks over his shoulder, and he's like, that's crap. Come with me.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, okay. And I go with him to the back, and there's these double doors, and we walk through, and I stepped through those doors, and I was like, oh. I looked, and he like changed. It was like he flipped the switch and looked like a different guy. And suddenly I noticed him for how he looked. Like he was like shorter than me, but like built like a bull, and he had all these aggressive tattoos down his arms. And he's just looking at me coldly, and there's these four guys in the room, in each corner of the room.
Oh, my God.
And I turn, and I look behind me, and the two guys behind me are slowly closing the doors.
Oh, my goodness!
And they
Mark!
step in front of them.
Mark, at this moment, did you think you were going to be killed?
It, of course, crossed my mind. Like, I did think about the possibility of different things.
Okay.
So I look back at Tolga, and he gestures to this lone chair sitting in the middle of the room. And I look at the chair, and he's like, sit. And so I walk over, and I sit. he picks up this stool, and he comes over to me, and he places the stool right in front of me, like right in front of me.
Yeah.
And he sits, and his knee is between my legs. And he's
Foul.
like face to face with me.
Yeah.
And he starts asking me these questions, and he's like, what are you doing in Istanbul? And immediately I'm like, I'm a teacher from Canada. I'm here to see the sights. I'm traveling. And he's like, not really listening to me. And he just says, do you work for the Americans?
Oh my God.
And I'm like, what? No, I'm Canadian. And he's like, are you here because of the Russians? Because I called myself a teacher. He starts using the word teacher really sarcastically. And he's like, okay, teacher. So what are you doing here really? And he's going on like that. I was there for many hours.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Many hours I was there. It was really stressful. And then he comes in and he starts to tell me about their organization and the operations they're doing. And he's talking about running guns. He's talking about smuggling people over borders. He even mentions like the Mexico-American border. He's like telling me all this stuff. And I literally want to put my hands in my ears and be like, la, 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 la.
I don't want to know any of this.
And we're like face to face. And I said very exaggeratedly, Tolga, I'm just a teacher. I don't need your help. And I gave him the slightest smile. And then he like exploded off of his stool and he was like, you see, I told you. And he said it to one of the guys that never spoke. And he turns back to me and he's all happy again, like the tall guy I saw on the street. And he's like, okay, teacher, really sarcastically. And he pats me on the knee. He's like, you can go now. And I'm like, I can. And I was nervous. Like, I didn't know if he was being serious. And I sort of slowly stood up. And I turn, and the doors are open, and I start to walk out, and there's another guy out there in the carpet shop. And Tolga says, this is my brother. He'll walk out with you. He leans towards me, and he says, have you ever seen the show 6 Feet Under? And I'm like, no, actually, I haven't. I can't say that I have. He's like, what? It's a great show. You need to watch that show. And I'm like, okay, man, thanks for the recommendation. And then he like leans over towards me and he says, so, where did you say you were staying in the old city? Jeez. And I just looked at him and I said, I didn't. And then he smiles and he nudges me in the arm and he's like, good one, teacher.
Oh my God. Man, my God. Mark, that is one hell of a story.
Damn, Mark, that's nuts. Thanks so much, bro.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Selena, hello. Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show.
Hey.
What's going on, girl? We understand you are super sad.
Yeah, I'm just left completely shocked and blindsided, and I have no idea what to do.
Why? What's going on?
Is an erotic massage cheating? And if so, did my husband cheat on me?
Oof, you wrote us this. Hey, Roz and Mocha, Fix My Life. Mocha, you may have to bleep this. I found out my husband had an erotic massage last week. We've been married for 5 months, together for almost 7 years. It was apparently a... Not sure if that's different from an erotic massage. He tried to lie about it, even when I called him out. I'm dying because I can't tell anyone. Everyone thinks he's so perfect. I had a general conversation with my family about massages, and they say it is considered cheating, which makes me feel even worse. I will say out of the gate, generally, if you have to ask if it's cheating, it's definitely cheating.
Mm-hmm. How did you find out?
So I travel for work. Sometimes it's day trips, sometimes it's a few days in a row, whatever. I had a day trip on Friday. My husband works physical labor, and on that Friday, he had a day off. Leading up to that Friday, he mentioned that he wanted a massage a couple of times. Now, we have a massage therapist, so I didn't really think anything of it. I just thought, okay, he'll make an appointment with the massage therapist, whatever. Anyways, I get back from my day trip Friday night, asked how his day went. He said nothing much really happened. I just rested all day. Saturday night comes around and he's passed out on the couch early, and I just randomly get this urge to look through his phone. I don't do this. Like, I just, as something told me, my subconscious was like, I don't know, just go through it. It's, you know. So I don't do that often. I maybe look through his phone once or twice a year. Just
Once or twice a year? Hold on, before you continue, Selena, I have to ask, has your husband done anything in the past, in the 7 years that you guys have been together, to make you lose trust or question the relationship?
No, honestly,
Okay.
we have always trusted each other and just been great with that. But I think society sometimes gets in my head about things.
So you check his phone.
Yeah.
So I check his phone and I see that he had sent a video to his friend, just like a quick little snap of the massage parlor, like the room. And he goes, "Love a day off," like in the caption.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
And then his friend mentioned something like, "Oh, like, did you get a?" And he responds, "Yeah, like a little, not yeah," but he was like, and so
Guilty.
You know, so I go into his bank account. And I'm pulling out all the receipts, guys. I'm pulling up everything. So I check his bank account and I see a charge from the massage place, but right before that, he had taken $40 out cash.
Okay.
So I'm like, listen, people don't tip at a regular massage. They, put through the claim, they pay with their card, whatever. So yeah, everything just wasn't adding up. And then I literally woke him up and I'm asking him about it. I'm like, what did you do on Friday? Like, And then he goes, he just keeps on denying that he did anything and just trying to act sleepy. He's like, no, I didn't do anything, whatever. And then I was like, then what the is this? Oh, sorry. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
It's fine.
Anyways, so I pull up like all the receipts and then he's like, oh, I just got a massage. Like, just again, trying to play it off. And I'm like, listen, you don't take $40 out for a massage. I don't know, even to this day, like, he's still trying to play it off like, oh, it was an RMT massage. It was real. It was legit.
If it was an RMT, he would have got a receipt for insurance, though, right?
And he did. Like, apparently, in his mind, maybe he did. I didn't ask him for a full-out receipt, but he said he could claim it through insurance.
Okay. And he doesn't think that that's cheating?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. My opinion, that's fully cheating.
Yeah, geez. And I understand. Guys can rationalize this kind of thing because they can have an encounter like that with a total and complete stranger, somebody they have no emotional attachment to, and then they're just on with their day, right? On with their day. Like, to them, literally means nothing. It just sort of is what it is, where that's very difficult for women to understand that you could be in that situation with another person and not care, right? But guys can do that. And in his mind, I'm sure in his mind, he's like, God, that's not cheating, right? He's like, I don't even know the woman.
Yeah, he's definitely brought up that point. He's like, there's no emotional attachment.
No.
Like, it's not cheating.
It is for the very simple reason that if you turned around and did the exact same thing, would he think you cheated on him?
I honestly don't know, because obviously now when I bring it up to him, he's like, no, I wouldn't think that's cheating.
Wow,
like, obviously he's going to say that, though. I'll never know the real answer.
No, and also if he's texting his friend from the inside of the room, right? This, unfortunately for you, especially with the I love a day off, this was not the first time.
I know that it makes me feel like it wasn't the first time. Also, another thing to keep in mind is I've always told them, like, you can be honest with me about anything. If you felt the need to sleep with someone else, or I don't know, you wanted I don't know, whatever you wanted to do. I've told them this pre-marriage and after. Just have a conversation with me about it. I'm not a closed-minded person. I just don't like to be caught off guard, and I don't like to be lied to.
Jeez,
so your original question to us, Lena, is whether or not that what your husband did is considered cheating. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Okay? Yes, fully. Damn. He kept it from you. Everything about it is cheating. Like, just there's sort of no other way around it. And if you can, I don't know how you rebuild trust after that, but you seem like an open-minded person that may be willing to give it a try. I don't know. I don't know. Even the fact that you said to him, hey, if you ever want to, if you have feelings and you need to do whatever, just, let me know, and that you're an open-minded individual. Like, to me, that seems like maybe he saw that as a green light of, oh, my wife's cool. Like, I don't know. I think that maybe your sort of coolness and openness and trying to be, like, oh, I'm all open. It's just all about honesty. I think that he saw that as maybe a green light.
Which is my fear. That's just how I am, Like,
I
how
know.
am I supposed to change that?
Yeah.
No, I thought that was a good thing. I thought, that would make him feel comfortable, to be honest with me.
No, it makes him feel comfortable to
Feel comfortable.
Feel comfortable. Yes.
Yeah.
Did you feel better, like talking about it at least?
I do feel better talking about it. I can't bring it up to anyone. Everyone thinks he's perfect, and nobody would look at him the same if I.
There you go, Selena. Thank you for joining us on Fix My Life.
God.
Thanks for having me.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
Did you guys see that story of that guy who was out to sea for like 24 days and survived on packets of ketchup?
Yes, that's crazy.
And then,
First of all, I would die.
I was thinking of you when I read this story.
No.
So this guy in Dominica, back in December, he was working on his boat, and his boat drifted out at sea.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get back. And all he had were packets of ketchup and garlic and like beef stock cubes.
Yeah.
So
like bouillon cubes?
Yeah. So that's what he survived on.
You're only supposed to look like one of those in like 5 cups of water, right? Like that's concentrated.
Can you suck on it? Like a mint?
Yeah, you could.
Maybe
but
like a
that's-
little bit.
That is some concentrated beef.
So that's 3 times a day for 24 days, right?
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay.
That's what he survived on.
Yeah.
And then eventually he was rescued when a plane was flying by and they saw he had written help on a piece of paper and had it on the boat, right? So then
what was he drinking?
He didn't say.
He had to have water.
He didn't say.
Yeah. Because you can't live 24 days without water. He had to have had water.
Well, he wasn't.
Unless his own. Was it his.
Well,
well, you can't drink that
no, you
water.
can't drink seawater.
You gotta do something.
His
So
own
then,
pee, maybe, I guess.
so it was Heinz ketchup. And then when he was rescued,
Come on now.
Heinz was like, yo, we got to find this guy. His name's Elvis, by the way, right? Elvis Francois. So they're looking for the guy, but the guy has like no cell phone. He's like off the grid completely.
Yeah.
He lives in a little town, right? And Heinz did this big campaign
To try and
posted
find
out there
him?
to find the guy because they were like, listen, we heard your story. We want to buy you a boat. We want to buy you a brand new boat.
Really?
Yeah. So nobody could find him. And this news outlet out there in Dominica, the CEO of the company had heard that this guy lives in like the same village that he lives in and started driving around asking for him. And then they found him.
Really?
They found the guy
on land. Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I guess I heard, like people were telling me, but I didn't know if it was real.
Yeah.
That Heinz was looking for me. So they were able to communicate, and then like a phone company gave him a phone and everything because he nobody could
Listen,
find.
it's not how this works, right? You don't. Oh, God.
So now he's got a phone.
Yeah.
He's safe, obviously.
Right.
And now he's getting a new boat from Heinz.
Right.
Because he survived on their ketchup.
I guess that's what
3
it
days a
takes,
week for
though, right?
24
Like, all you have to do is just like hit like that. Like the guy could have died. Like, let's be honest, right?
Completely.
But all you have to do is hit, and then every company in the world that can tie their brand to your near-death experience,
of course,
is like, hey, let's get it on.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Yeah.
You need more of this, like a boat, and you know that boat's going to be red too, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's going to be shaped like a ketchup bottle. Everything. Hold on. What is this, Maury?
That's Elvis talking about it.
I was on a yacht. I was by myself when I went adrift. That happened so rapidly, the boat had some issue. So that took a time to repair the boat to try to get back ashore. That is how I ended up being out there, and I spent 24 days. I didn't have so much to make it, but just a bottle of ketchup. I tried the seaweed, but it was too strong.
Oh, okay. A bottle of ketchup. Could you?
But he did what Shem said. He tried the water and it was too strong.
No, you can't do that. I would not be alive to tell the story.
Yeah,
they would find a full ketchup bottle next to my dead body.
With a sign that just says, hell nah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh my God, we're supposed to be getting like a ton of snow.
No.
Hold on. Where's my...
Again?
Yeah, like not today. We're good today and tomorrow. Like high of 2 degrees, light snow today.
Don't say Friday.
Bro, Friday?
Shut up, man.
It's like 20 plus centimeters is
you
what they're
kidding me?
calling for. Friday, afternoon, evening into Saturday.
I am so tired of taking my boots on and off with the laces. I'm done with this.
I had to take my boots off while driving yesterday.
You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, I was at a stoplight. I had to put the truck in park because I realized
An itch. You had an itch.
No, because I was wearing like, I don't know, what do you call those things? What are those things?
Boots?
Like, yeah, shut up.
Galoshes.
No, jackasses. What are they called?
Snowshoes.
Skates. No, Uggs. Uggs, like the winter boots,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
'Cause
Very
I
comfortable.
have Sorels and I have Uggs. I hate wearing those things,
Why?
right?
I
don't
love
know.
mine.
I
I
don't
got
find
them
them
both, too.
comfortable. You do? I don't
Yeah.
find them comfortable at all.
No? Oh,
no,
so
not for
warm.
me. My socks come off in them. I don't like it.
You sound like my 5-year-old.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm.
Do you want boots like what my son has?
No,
They got Velcro straps.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
I would
what
actually love that.
Thank you, Maury. It's exactly what I want. So I'm at a stoplight and I go to stop, and the boots are so big that I hit the brake and the gas at the same time. And the car started going all crazy on me.
I don't know what you want me to do.
Right? Yeah.
You're giving me mixed
I was
signals,
like
sir.
creeping forward, and it was all like jittery and everything
Yeah.
else. And I was like, what in the hell just happened? And I realized it was my big boots.
So you took the boots off.
So I had my runners, like my shoes, in my bag. And so I'm one arm reaching into the bag to try and find just the right one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was at a stoplight. I put it in park, and I had to try and get my big leg up and get the boot off. And then I put one shoe on. And so I drove.
All within the time before the light turned
before
green?
the light turned green.
Yo,
Yeah.
bravo, sir.
Thank you.
That's
Man,
great.
thank you very
timing.
much. That's
because
dexterity.
sometimes it depends
Yeah.
on where you are, because sometimes that countdown could be 25 seconds. Sometimes that countdown will be 20 seconds.
Thank you.
You don't even notice until it's like
Yeah.
maybe 15, 16 seconds.
Yeah. And then I realized that it felt too weird only having one shoe on. So I had to wait at the next stoplight to take the other boot off. Yeah. Yeah, I managed to do it. Everything's okay, guys. Nobody needs to worry about me.
He made it out alive.
I made it out alive. Yeah, I know.
Contact the authorities.
I know.
Let them know everything's
Yeah,
safe.
I know you were concerned. But what happened with the left foot? I know what you were thinking. Don't worry about it. Taken care of.
It's all good.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, this weekend show, The Idol, is a disaster.
What
I
do
had
you mean?
no idea.
I didn't even come out yet.
I thought we were all sitting around waiting for it, and then there was some like whatever delays, but Rolling Stone just did this huge story on it.
Okay.
So Sam Levinson and The Weeknd created this show. Sam Levinson did Euphoria.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so this
Big
is from Rolling Stone. 13 sources tell Rolling Stone that The Idol, Sam Levinson's new show with The Weeknd and Lily Rose Depp, has gone wildly, disgustingly off the rails.
Oh my God.
So-
13 people snitching like that?
So they're claiming that it's darker, crazier, and more risque than even Euphoria. Now, even though the show was ordered in 2021, it has been months since there's been any sort of update about the show. HBO initially wanted The Idol to premiere last fall to take over House of the Dragon, and then radio silence from everything.
And then we got a big trailer for it.
Yes. However, after that trailer, nobody said anything. So production sources tell Rolling Stone that even they are in the dark on when the show will make it to air, claiming production was plagued by delays, reshoots, and rewrites, saying it was, let's just say, a crap show. So the first little bit of trouble was like last year when their director, Amy Seimetz, I think her name is. So she bailed on the show, right? With 80% of the show done. She bailed on the show. Jeez. Okay. And then so Sam Levinson came in to rewrite everything. And
Entire thing?
And to what extent?
Not just finish it?
Nobody knows. But apparently it was The Weeknd who wanted to go back and redo things because he said that the show focused too much on the female perspective. So one source claimed that The Weeknd was unhappy that it focused too much on Lily Rose Depp's character.
But she's a star.
She's the star. Let me read you this. A source with knowledge says that The Weeknd was the reason behind the shakeup, wanting to tone down the cult aspect of the storyline and pivot into something else entirely, dropping the, quote, feminist lens through which the show was being told as a result. Quote, it was like The Weeknd wanted the show that was all about him. And Sam Levinson was on board with that. And so in these interviews that they did with 13 members of the show's cast and crew, they learned that the delay was because Sam Levinson, who took over as director, went in and rewrote and reshot the entire show.
Damn,
This thing's never going to see
So
the light of day.
that trailer that came out that we all saw from that show, that show doesn't exist.
This is a new show.
This is a whole new show.
As soon as you started telling the story about like why the problems were happening,
Yeah.
I immediately went to The Weeknd, quickly realized that he was not the star of the show.
Yeah.
And he wants to be the star of the show and the focus of the show.
So, and apparently Sam Levinson was completely on board with that. They say making it less about Lily Rose Depp's sort of falling victim to a predatory industry insider to somebody who basically falls for a cult leader, and it is misogynistic and violent and over-sexualized. Like, the people who worked on this show have nothing good to say about the show. However, Levinson and The Weeknd did not respond, but The Weeknd did post a clip from The Idol after the Rolling Stone interview came out, and all he said was, Rolling Stone, did we upset you?
Oh.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
KISS925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.